Hey guys, my name is Sean and I'm a houseplant enthusiast from Jakarta, Indonesia, here at Suan Luang Plant Market. And in today's episode, we will do the Caladiums. Feel free to check out the episode before and after this one to see the other types of plants because there are 11 categories in total. Let's get this started. We'll start with this one up front. Look at how beautiful that is. There's so much beauty in this and it's so beautifully roseate. So Mr. Surawit was telling me earlier that the caladiums here took longer than the other plant types to get ready because if you look at these, all of these have like little supports. Caladiums don't stand well on their own, especially if you transport it. So the vendors literally have to stake them up over here. But this one is one that is quite beautiful to me. Now, caladiums are pretty easy to hybridize. If you ever grown one before, you will know that they actually bloom very, very frequently. And they sometimes will even hybridize amongst themselves if you leave them alone. But these are painstakingly selected by breeders from all over Thailand and maybe even the world. We might have some international submissions. But caladiums are very big in many parts of the world, including in China. There are some beautiful caladiums in China that I saw when I was there. But here in Thailand, you can see there's so many types. This is really intensely red. I wouldn't even call this a red. It's got a bit of orange tinge to it. The color combination and some of the colors here, like that fuchsia, is one that is very difficult to describe in English. This one here has beautiful frosty finish. If some of you might even say it look a little bit like a spider mite attack. But caladiums, generally speaking, are plants that are, I would say, quote unquote, swampy. They are in fact aeroids and they love to be constantly moist. That's why you see them all sitting in a pot and in a thing of water here. They are actually quite showy aeroids. One of the most colorful aeroids, if you ask me. Look at this one here. The shape of the leaf is so beautiful. It looks like a sea creature and the color combination is quite amazing. My gosh, look at this one here. It does have like a Thai constellation finish, like a monstera, except better. Look at that, the pattern. And on top of the Thai con type look, they have that little like spots of red on it that I can't describe. One thing I also noticed from this is that unlike other caladiums, this one seems to have thicker leaves and of course beautiful black petiole. Yeah. I'm gonna take a minute more here before we move on. This one is beautiful. It in fact looks a little bit like the inflorescence of the Anthurium andrianum. Look at that new leaf coming out in the front. Really quite gorgeous, this plant. This one here looks like an Indonesian batik, which is like a wax dye technique. Really beautiful. And the batik is actually handmade, so you have all these inconsistent colors coming through. I think many cultures have similar types of fabric dyeing techniques. And this one really, really looked like that. Very, very beautiful. Look at this. I feel almost bad for the judges because how can you find just 3 out of this, to award? So this is actually not easy. This one is interesting because the leaf there almost feel like it's got leaves. This is a very, very interesting mutation. It don't look like something that would evolve in nature to look like this. Now these two are fascinating and I feel like the work is not complete yet because this looks like a bowl to me and this one next to it as well, it looks like little bowl shapes. So I imagine that if you kept selectively breeding this, you might find something with a more consistent bowl shape to it that might be beautiful. And some anthuriums actually have achieved that look. So I wouldn't be surprised if someday caladiums could have that perfect bowl. This one also has a little bit of that bowl shape. Beautiful, look at that. Imagine in the rain when it captures a little bit of water, it's gonna get top heavy and it's gonna tip, and then the water is gonna empty out and it's gonna come back up again. Some of the water plants, aquatic plants, Their leaves have this bowl shape because of that. They really let the excess water drain out of it. Beautiful coloration on top. I'm panning over just to show you, there are so many color combinations. This one is beautiful, but it is wearing a little bit too much makeup. But it does look a little bit like a Renaissance painting. Imagine if you are painting as an artist in the Renaissance time with the oil painting, and you have that oil palette that you work with, the paint palette. This would be what it looks like. A lot of you who work in arts would know this. And this one next to it is beautiful as well. Look at that. I would say this row is quite fascinating. I kept filming without stopping because every single one has some beauty in it. And there's something for everyone here, I would say, because beauty is truly in the eye of the beholder. This is a beautiful, almost tricolor on the leaves. I love how sporadic and random the splotches of colors are on this. And you see some other ones are a little bit more uniform and predictable. Some of them are very random. So this one here is a previous winner, and Mr. Surawi just explained to me that this was originally white and green, and it took them a while to get the red in here. So the person have enjoyed commercial success with this breed ever since. Quite interesting. Looks like watercolor painting bleeding into each other. So Mr. Surawi just whispered to me that this is the yellow caladiums are more difficult to grow somehow. You would imagine that because some yellow might contain some chlorophyll, but they're in fact harder to grow than the white ones. And also not many yellow caladiums all around if you look around. So this is why it's helpful to have Mr. Surawi next to me, because I would have assumed that this was one plant, but he told me that in fact these are many different plants. And that's also an amazing thing because it is not easy. Imagine if you have like 4 or 5 bulbs in there, each growing wildly, having different lengths of stalk and stuff. To do it and stake it up like this is not easy feat. And you can see the next one. My gosh, look at that. That is so beautiful. But this is a temporary display to make it look like this. But if you ask me, this is determination and creativity. It's not easy. No amount of money can pay me to do this. Look at that. My gosh, and this one actually has very beautiful pattern. For caladiums, I almost like it to be a little bit ununiform, to be a little bit more random. I don't know why, but that randomness makes them beautiful, such as in this case. Look like beautiful watercolor.
Thank you so much for watching this all the way to the very end, and thank you again, Mike, for sponsoring my trip to visit this spectacular show. This is one of the best competitions I've seen, and I'm amazed by just how down-to-earth the growers and breeders were. Their level of passion and dedication shows through in the competition. I've also found some interesting garden plants and rare cultivars in the market that were not present at other plant shows. Should you feel compelled to visit this show, there's plenty of time between now and the next one to make travel plans. The competition will be held on the 30th of November 2026, and international visitors get free entrance on the 30th of November if you show your passport. The market itself, though, runs until December the 8th. It is held annually at Suan Luang Rama 9 Park, Bangkok, Thailand. I will personally be there again this year, so maybe there's a chance we could meet up. Before you go, please put something in the comment section down below. Even if it's just an emoji, smash that like button and check to make sure that you are subscribed. This is so that we can win the YouTube algorithm together. If you wish to go above and beyond and contribute financially to the channel for as small as a cup of coffee a month, you may join our Patreon at patreon.com/Sean from Onlyplants or right here on YouTube as a member. Simply make sure that you are subscribed first, and then you will see the join button next to my channel name. I want to thank existing members for supporting, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!